So you raise support. God bless you guys. You get your family down here. I think it's around March of 1993.
93.
And so you didn't yet have your home, so you guys piled in, stayed at our home for several weeks. You and I then go to Voronezh, Russia. I think it was one of your training
trip, right.
So
I brought most of the people.
Yeah, so.
It was my training trip.
Yeah, and I've been riding his coattails ever since, yeah. So we're getting ready to travel together, transatlantic, and we go to see the movie Alive. And for those of you who know, it's a movie about the rugby team whose plane crashed in the top of the Andes, and they wound up cannibalizing each other to survive.
So I figured if I was flying with him and we went down, I'm fine.
Yeah.
In fact, I packed some Heinz 57 in my suitcase, just in case.
Thanks for stepping on my line. Thank you very much. Share some other pearls of wisdom with us, why don't you?
25 years of literally crisscrossing the globe. Can you imagine how many collective air miles have been flown by Global Missions Fellowship and E3 partners? I mean, it's got to be 1 billion or 1 trillion or like a bazillion or something like that. But it seems like nothing, because flying the airways is such a delightful, enjoyable, relaxing experience these days, right? Wrong. Gone are the good old days when a missionary only had to make one mission trip. I heard they packed your entire luggage in a wooden box, checked it on the ship, no luggage fees. As many carry-ons as you want. When you're finished serving, you leave your stuff with the natives, they put you back in the box, you come home for free. Not today. If you're a missionary with E3 partners, you got to fly over, fly back. Fly over, fly back. Fly over there, fly back over here. I think we should rebrand this thing to PPM, the Ping Pong Mission. With that in mind, I'm reading the book of Acts, and I realize the Apostle Paul only went on 3 mission trips. I mean, check out maps. It's there. I've done way more than that. I do more than that in 1 year. I know he had to deal with a couple of shipwrecks, but heck, he was in the Mediterranean. Those are warm waters. When you fly today, that's suffering. Long security lines, they weigh your luggage. You got to go through the air puffer. Like, what the heck is that all about? And the worst thing is, this really aggravates me, you can only carry all your lotions and gels in one little quart bag. What's that all about? 1 quart, how frustrating is that? I can't get all my stuff in this little bag. It takes a lot of gels to keep this body going. I'm figuring this thing ought to be run by age. If you're old enough to get a senior citizen ticket at the movie, and that's a pretty good deal. If you can do that, then you ought to be allowed a gallon-sized Ziploc bag. Amen? And if you make it to 80 and you're still traveling, you get by the puffer, and that's hard because that thing picks up the odors. You ought to be allowed a hefty-sized garbage bag for your stuff. And if you don't make it back, they can ship you home in this. The other day I booked a flight. I had the record locator number and email confirmation of the flight. 2 full days go by. The charge does not hit my credit card. Well, that's okay with me. But it also was not on the online reservation. I could not find it, no reservation. So I'm getting a little nervioso about that. By the way, for you non-Spanish speakers out there, nervioso means nervous. And I've been going to Latino America so long that I just throw in some Spanish words occasionally, it's just natural. So try to keep up if you can. So no reservation online, no problemo. I got a gold card. I got a gold card. So I'm thinking, by the way, my gold card says 1 million on it. That's 1 million miles. And you know, for those of you who have the joy of raising your financial support in a rotten economy, I got an idea. I think this is a great financial ask. I'm going to find a donor, pay me $1 for every mile I've flown. I passed 1 million a long time ago. I could really reach the rest. The retirement rest. So if you want to join the Sam Ingrassia Million Mile Club, here's the donor cards. They'll be right up here. Clyde Potts, lead the way. Right there. You're a wealthy man. Don't trip over yourself. So I take my gold card, and I call the special 888 hotline on the back to fix my reservation problem. Not one ring barely goes by, and it answers.
Hello, Samuel. Welcome back.
I'm thinking, wow, the computer knows my name. I must really be somebody special.
So I can expedite your call, please say.
Flight information, auto upgrade, baggage, counter locations, award travel, or repeat. Mild panic is setting in because I realize, which one do I say? I don't think she mentioned my problem. So I say, repeat, to stall for time. She goes through the list again. I'm still confused. Repeat. Third time, the computer realizes it has an idiot on the other end of the phone. Automatically, she adds another option.
Other.
Other.
Thank you, Samuel. Welcome back.
I'm already here. Please say, account service, web support. You must be a fool for calling. Travel tips or wheelchairs. Do I look like I need a wheelchair? What's this, a video phone? Why didn't she give me the option, high blood pressure? I remember reading the gold card literature that says you can say agent at any time, even though they don't give you that option. So I remember I'm interested in chatting with a human being here. And so I yell, agent, because I want to hablo with a human being.
Okay, Samuel, welcome back.
Let me connect you with the next available agent. Oh yeah, now we're getting somewhere. But then, a question scurries quickly across my little mind. I wonder what the import of the word available is. And by the way, Samuel, please note that your wait time may be over 60 minutes. For you Canadians out there on the metric system, 60 minutes is over an hour. About that time, I realized, man, I gotta go to the bathroom. So I ask the lady computer voice, can I go to the bathroom while I'm waiting? She says,
For number 1, press 1.
and so on. So I press numero uno. She says,
I'm sorry, Sam, your request cannot be processed at this time.
man, that makes me so mad. I've had it with this gold card. By the way, Bernardo Gonzalez is visiting us from the first time in America. You notice he speaks some English, but he's not got it down real well. We're walking our little dog the other day, and early in the morning before coming to the conference, Bernardo says to me, how long do we need to walk the dog? Well, I figure I better be discreet. I said, until he goes number 2. Bernardo says to me, what's that? I said, Google it. I used to love that gold card because it allows me to get in the priority line. Because honestly, to be quite honest with you, with all this I am second stuff, I'm a little tired of wearing this second bracelet and, you know, being second all the time. I like the priority line. Some people say to me, what's the big deal, Sam? We're all getting on the plane eventually. I said, well, you get on eventually, I'm getting on priority. You know why? Not because I'm selfish. I'm not selfish. I'm, number one, smart. And number two, I like to be entertained. I like to watch those clowns who show up at the last minute, coming down the aisle with their roller trunk. They're expecting like a miracle. Like there's going to be a space for that roller trunk. Then they find one, and they start to, you know, you see them put. And the look on their face. Can somebody help me? Nope. Have at it. Have you ever taken basic physics, you fool? Just trying to put this roller trunk in a place where an iPod won't fit. Especially aggravating me on international flights. I'm thinking, what they got stuffed in that carry-on? This lady's flying out of Miami one time, and I said, how many cousins you got in that bag? She said, K. I realized I need to use my best Spanish, so I said, ¿Tú tienes mucho cazanos in that suitcase? Those overhead bins fill up so fast. I think, why don't that plane just tow a U-Haul? Put all that stuff back there. And don't you love those sensitive passengers? As soon as they sit down, they lean their seats all the way up. Boom, right? Boy, that honks me off. I'm already cramped back here. I just paid $12 on my credit card to buy a yogurt snack, which I'm supposed to eat with a white plastic spork. Makes me so mad. By the way, for you Canadians, a spork is a spoon and a fork put together, so they say spork. I think they ought to call it a foon. Why should the spoon get the top billing? I think the fork should get the top billing. And if you don't get that joke, get a pencil and paper when you get home and work on it. I'm trying to watch a rerun of the Beverly Hillbillies on that little screen. Screen comes back, boom, Jed Clampett hits me right in the schnozola. By the way, if you type schnozola in Microsoft Word, there's no spelling options. So I got yogurt on my tie now. Well, I don't wear a tie. That was Curtis Hale. I almost poked myself in the eye with this spork. Now I'm being a compassionate missionary also. I lean up to this lady and I whisper to her, excuse me, ma'am, would you like me to get you a pillow and a little blue blanket? Maybe a foot rub? I realize you think you're the only one on the plane. This is not business class. She says to me, Kay. Kind of stole my joy. I pop the compartment, comes down the oxygen mask. I put it around her nose and lean back my seat. I learned that from the Godfather when they put the hit on Luca Brasi. Are any nervous flyers here tonight? You might have a good reason to be a nervous flyer. There's a lot of bankrupt airlines. I mean, what if morale's down and they start messing stuff up? I mean, what happened to the Dreamliner? Boeing 787 Dreamliner, the most expensive plane in history, $2.34 million each. Guess what? They run some tests. Lithium-ion battery pack catches on fire. You kidding me? Ain't nobody got time for that. Battery pack problem? I'm thinking, call Eveready. or the Energizer Bunny, or call Interstate Battery. They know what they're doing. Yeah. Can you imagine me, the Dreamliner lithium-ion battery pack designer, sitting in his cubicle? Hey, Marvin, guess what? Last I heard on Fox News, he's a janitor at a 7-Eleven in Irkutsk, Siberia. You didn't think there was a 7-Eleven in Irkutsk, and I didn't know it either, but apparently there is. My most memorable and meaningful, where's the clicker, experience in travel this past year, hello, I'll just tell you to change the slides. I got to fly with our president and CEO, Curtis Hale. Amen, that's right. I'm thinking this is dangerous. If this plane goes down, who's going to run this thing if him and I are both on the same plane? We met in Dallas. He's connecting, I'm originating. We're going through Dallas, and we're flying to Birmingham to do Explore 3. We didn't know one another was going to be on the same plane. And so he went on down to get on the plane, and so I go on down the jetway, and I get on the plane. So he'd gotten on ahead of me. Guess who's sitting in first class? And look at that look on his face. Does he know he shouldn't be there? Furthermore, I'd realize he is wearing, oh no, guess who's in coach? Yo. I realize that he's sitting up there in first class, and he's got on his I Am Second shirt and his I Am Second bracelet. In first class? That just don't seem like it goes together. If you want to know who is the real, true second here, the guy sitting in coach. And you know what? I guess it doesn't mean anything around here because I've been sitting in that chair. Ain't nobody come take my film. Still waiting.